So my fellow Call of Duty fans here probably haven't seen this particular game in a long time, and haven't seen anyone post this in probably a few years. It's Call of Duty Ghosts today, and I wanted to go back and revisit this game for the first time in a few years, probably because I basically own this game only on PlayStation 3, and it's basically impossible to find the game online. You can from time to time find some people online. There are basically like maybe 80 or 90 people. But I think if you compare it to all of the other Call of Duty games, I will probably suspect that this game probably has the lowest player count of all of them. Which has a good reason, of course, and I want to talk about it today in this video. And yeah, this came out like 13 years ago, 2013, the end of 2013, and this game wasn't received very well at the start, or basically ever. I don't know why I said that. It basically isn't received altogether. And yeah, back in the day, in 2013, I personally bought it. I was very excited for this game because I always thought, you know, the trailers looked fantastic and the game looked very good in my opinion. And at the time I just wanted to try something new after Black Ops 2, and I was basically the only person from the people that I know in real life that bought this game, and I basically only played it by myself the entire year, which wasn't like the best thing ever, because obviously Call of Duty is the most fun when you play it with other people. But I still got really very much enjoyment out of this game, because there are some aspects I really do like about this game. Not everything, of course, but I still think it has some good moments. And if you just like listen to all of the people online, this basically feels like the worst Call of Duty of all time. And I personally don't really agree with that. I think it's different, of course, compared to like the original like Golden Age trilogy with like Black Ops 1, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3 and Black Ops 2. I think those 4 games in a row was like probably the best thing ever. So this game, Call of Duty Ghosts, couldn't live up to this standard, obviously, because they wanted to try a new sub-series. But I personally do really appreciate that they tried something new, that they tried a new IP, a new sub-series in a franchise, because at the time people were getting really tired about all these Modern Warfare games and Black Ops games back to back. And if you look at Call of Duty now, it's basically the only thing that they do now. They basically release Modern Warfare and Black Ops, and that's it. So now when I'm like 13 years older, I found a new appreciation for these games, and yeah, obviously the bad things about this game, these are kind of obvious, and I think most people would agree with these points. I think these are like the main points why most people didn't really enjoy this game, or haven't even tried it. Because, you know, at the time, I believe the player count for Black Ops 2 was like a lot higher compared to Call of Duty Ghosts, even though Call of Duty Ghosts was the newer Call of Duty, and that basically never happens. The newer Call of Duties always have a higher player count. This was one of the few instances. I think with Infinite Warfare and Black Ops 3 it happened as well, but this game just didn't have a really high player count, especially because the game was like released on 4 different consoles, on like the original Xbox 360, the Xbox One, the PlayStation 3 and the PlayStation 4, and you basically couldn't play together, so the player base was really split up at the time, and it really impacted the game, you know. And I think most people gave up on the game already after like 1 month or like a few weeks, because they didn't really enjoy it, and they basically got back to Black Ops 2 because the player count was high enough, and you basically can find the game way more easily on that game. And yeah, the giant maps in this game were a big problem, because the launch maps weren't that great. Obviously I still do agree with that point. I think there are some that are decent, like Strike Zone, and the few that I played in this match already, don't really remember the names. But yeah, the giant maps and the campers, or the promotion of campers in this game, because you basically can play with an LMG and with a target finder on it, or a thermal scope, and you can basically hide in a corner the entire match and you get your kill streaks. And that was a really big problem in the life cycle of this game, and it's still a problem now. I just found the games a few days ago, and you can basically see it in the gameplay already that there are still people that play the exact same way that they did 13 years ago. And when the game was like the main Call of Duty for that year, that was basically the only thing you found in these lobbies. So it was a really big problem, I understand that, but I still found some enjoyment in the game. One of the reasons why I did enjoy this game a lot was the DLC. Obviously, I don't think a lot of people have bought the DLC in this game because they basically gave up already, but I personally did buy the Season Pass, and I played every single DLC map in multiplayer and in Extinction as well. And I'm still of the opinion that this game has the best DLC maps of all time in Call of Duty history, because basically every single map was really unique. They had really unique features like map specific score streaks and collaborations in each map with the Predator and the Ripper. But yeah, it was really my enjoyment of these maps were like pretty great. And I still think though there's not really a bad map that they released in DLC season, and I think every single map has its own unique location as well. And we obviously had Extinction, which was a very different game mode compared to Zombies. Obviously I basically think that Zombies is still a better game mode, but I appreciate that they try something different with Extinction, because basically post Extinction they didn't really try anything new anymore. They basically always tried to copy Zombies. And this was probably one of the only instances where Call of Duty Studio tried to make something different. And not every single Extinction map was great, but I think a few of them, from what I remember, the first one was pretty decent, and the final one was also pretty decent, and the first one from what I believe. But yeah, if you want to try and search a match on these maps, it's basically impossible right now. You can basically only play solo, so I didn't really revisit those maps. I want to try it sometimes in the future, but right now not really. But yeah, it was different compared to Zombies, and I think for most people it was just way easier just to go back to Black Ops 2 and play Zombies, because it was just like the better game mode, so I understand from that perspective. The perk system in this game was also pretty great in my opinion, because you can basically choose like different kind of perks for a few points. You basically get to spend a set amount of points, and if you don't select from tacticals or your frag grenade or something like that, you basically can use more perks. It's basically like the pick 10 system, but not really. It's like slightly different, and you can pick like your own specific skill score streaks or kill streaks in this game, and specialist perk package as well. And I just think the perk system was really unique. They had a ton of perks in this game, like basically like 18 perks or something like that. It was very innovative at the time, and yeah, it was just great. I personally enjoyed the weapons in this game as well. They've all basically felt really good, and I think the hit detection in this game as well. It was one of the main great points, I think, because the hit detection was just so much better compared to the original Call of Duty, in my opinion. And especially if you go back now to the Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2 ports, you do really notice the hit detection in these games. And especially Black Ops 1 of course, but I think the hit detection in Call of Duty Ghosts is massively improved compared to Black Ops 2. And it's still noticeable now if you play it right now. Obviously the internet connection and your ping is obviously not as good as it was on when the game was like the main game. So you do have like a little bit of lag if you play it right now, and especially because there are not a lot of people online. There are 120 people online when I played it, and so it's basically impossible to get a really high ping match, of course, so the hit detection won't feel as crispy as it did back then. But that was one of the few things I remember, that there were not a lot of Call of Duty games that got the hit detection that right, and it basically feels like really nice to play if you have like such good hit detection. Obviously Call of Duty Ghosts also had a really decent campaign. It was one of the campaigns that never got a sequel, and we never really got to know what the ending for that story was. Obviously the ending with the work that it's taking you away, and with Logan and Ash and stuff. It's sad that we never got a sequel, and I basically don't think we will ever get a sequel again in the future, because I think the game was just so unsuccessful in the eyes of Activision that they just are afraid of doing a sequel for this game, and they will probably never release like a book version or just a story online where this game would have finished. And it's sad because it actually was like a new decent original campaign with completely original characters in an original universe, and I think the campaign itself was also pretty fun to play. I replayed this campaign like 1 year ago from my memory, and yeah, it was still pretty decent. Obviously it's like a lot better than the campaigns that come out these days. I hope the Modern Warfare 4 campaign is slightly better than the Black Ops 7 one, because that one was atrocious. But yeah, I think the campaign was decent. Obviously Extinction was like a decent tryout game mode. It obviously wasn't the best ever. And the multiplayer, I think if you just don't look at the launch maps, which are very important, I understand, but if you just look at the DLC maps in total and the total map pool of the game, I think those were very great, and I still got really like, I just got enjoyment out of it, you know. It basically was the only one playing it that year, so it basically feels like really weird to talk about this. and I know that there are not a lot of people online that really enjoy this game, but I personally always had like a soft spot for this game, and I'm just sad that it never got a sequel in the years ahead. But yeah, I'm just kind of curious what you guys think about this game. Have you played it? Did you play it at the prime of the game? And if there was ever a prime, you know, because basically at that time Black Ops 2 was the prime. But yeah, did you try it out? What did you think about all of the game modes? Did you enjoy the multiplayer? Did you enjoy the campaign or the extinction mode? And obviously I understand it had some flaws, but for me it was still a pretty decent game. So let me guys know in the comments, and I will probably see you in the next video, and that one is going to be released tomorrow or the day after maybe. So yeah, thank you for today, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.